So what brought you here by helicopter to Marysville?
Well, I'd been doing open space in our company for a few years. It was a concept I heard about, and then I bought the books on it and read about it and started to practice. Then the fact that we were doing it became known to the organiser of this, Brian Bainbridge, and I received an email from him notifying me that it was on. I didn't know there was an organisation or an event being held, so when I heard about it, I decided to come.
And how's it been? How have the 3 days
terrific.
been?
Very inspiring, very informative, and it's encouraging me to go back and use the open space idea and techniques more widely in our business. It's a way of getting the best out of people individually and synergistically, a way of harnessing their passion, and instead of wasting a lot of time in meetings and conferences, this is a way of getting to the nitty-gritty very rapidly and effectively.
It sounds really different to conventional, so-called conventional management systems. I know some people that I know would be threatened by the idea that it's too much a release of control, and yet it, to you, seems to work really effectively.
I think that's right. I think there's a sort of an expected way in which a manager is supposed to be. A manager is supposed to come riding over the hill on his white horse for some heroic interventions, and I'm familiar with that model myself. I've been known to have practiced it frequently and appropriately. But the other model, I guess, is to say, well, beware of leaders, beware of charismatic leaders, and I think that the people, be it in a general population or in a company, have a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge, a lot of common sense, and they just need to be allowed to use that, to bring that forward.
I've heard it said on a number of occasions here on these last few days that it's more than just a way of organising an organisation like a company, that it's a personal journey as well. Can you comment on that?
I think it is. I think it's a letting go process, that a leader perhaps needs to see himself or herself in a different role, as a facilitator, as an allower, someone who provides the wherewithal, the space in which, and the direction perhaps in which a team should go. Rather than leading from the front, it's more like leading from behind. It can be threatening to some managers, some leaders who are into control. It can be quite threatening. It can even be threatening to some staff who expect to be controlled, who want a little more predictable order and less unpredictability. So I can see that it's challenging, but to anyone who is doubtful about it, I would say have a go, try it out, and the biggest challenge will be to the manager or the leader himself, not to the people. The people will love it, the manager might be threatened.
It sounds as though it might be difficult to describe. I know I've found it difficult to describe myself, even with my limited knowledge of it. And yet once people experience it, it is self-explanatory.
It is. It's like riding a bike or swimming or something. You've got to dive in or hop on the bike and experience it. You can have a few, learn a little bit about it first, but you learn by doing. So yes, it is hard to describe, and but in the hands of an experienced and trained practitioner, it's easy. And in the end, you've got to let go and trust the process, because the process works.